Hello and welcome to module number 1, which just follows 0. This module will be on the addition and subtraction of matrices. Now you might think that adding and subtracting matrices is difficult because matrices are weird, but you'd be wrong. In fact, adding matrices is probably one of the simplest things you can do to a matrix. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, so let's say you get this problem on the test. This is a very simple problem. I don't think I'd get this on a test, but let's just see. That's 12, not 1, 2. It's very important. Anyway, so you get this problem. You have a matrix and another matrix. One, its elements are 2, 3, 6, 9. The other is 4, or the other elements in the other matrix, 8, 4, 8, 9, 12. We call this A, and we'll call this B. Now, when A and B, you get C. Okay, just say that's that. Very simple algebra, as you can see. Now, the first thing you do when you're adding or subtracting matrices, and that's the first thing you have to kind of bore into your mind, is it possible? Can I do it? Because lots of people, they don't ask themselves this question and they get stuck. And in order to answer this question, is it possible, you have to look at the orders. Now you know that these two both have the order of 2 by 2. So they're both square matrices. Now, if this order equals this order, then it's possible. Ta-da! You give it a tick. It's possible. It is possible to do. So, what you do on the other side is you go, okay, the sum of these two matrices, when you add them, is going to have the same order. So you go, okay, so I already know it's going to be a 2 by 2 on the other side. I already know C is a 2 by 2. But what are the elements? Well, if it's 2 by 2, there have to be 4 elements. So let's go. What you do is this. You look at them. This isn't too difficult. It's just you have to kind of get used to it. You look at this element and this element. You have to look at this element and its corresponding one. The 2 and the 4. And you add them. And you get 6. 2 and 4 is 6. Then you look at this element and its corresponding element in the other matrix. And you add those. What you get? Please tell me you know. 11. 3 and 8 is 11, because 2 and 8 is 10, and 1 is 11. Good. Now, 6 and 9, what do you get? 15. 15 there. Sorry, I went off a bit. It's a bit difficult to film. And 9 and 12, you get 21. Now, that would be your answer to C. C would be, the elements would be 6, 11, 15, 21. It's simply the elements and its corresponding element in the other matrix you add together and put into the other matrix, well, into the sum of. So we're doing sums now. C is the sum of A and B. Now let's do another sum of problem. Let's see if you can do this one. You go. Okay, what's the first thing you do? You check to see if it's possible. You write down both orders. Both orders are equal, so it's possible. Good. 6 and its corresponding, minus 6. 6 minus 6, 0. 9 and 4, 13. 8 and 2, 10. 4 and negative 4, 0. Good, so that's your answer. Very simple. Okay, very easy so far. The sum of. Now let's try this question. Now I've gotten this type of question before in a test and it really annoyed me. What's the first thing you do? You check to see if the orders are the same. What's the order of this one? What kind of matrix is this? If these are square matrices, what kind of order matrix is this. We learned it in the last module. If you haven't looked at that last module, please go back and look at it. It explains how you find the orders properly. I'm not going to go through it again here. This is a row vector. It's got one row, 3 columns, 1 by 3. This one is the opposite, column vector, 3 by 1. Are they the same? No, they're not, so it's not possible. Now, what I did once with this was I said, okay, you can't do it. So I left the answer blank. I didn't write anything. And I got the answer wrong, because they just thought that I didn't know. And I spoke to my teacher afterwards, and she said, no, you have to write down not possible. So please be careful when you do a question like this. Write it down, write not possible down in the answers. Don't leave it blank, otherwise they think that you just don't know it, and that you just haven't answered it. That's important. I think that's very, very important. I didn't answer because I didn't have an answer, so I left it blank. And I got it wrong, which is very, very annoying. So I lost like 2 points for no reason. Okay, finding the difference is not much more difficult. Finding the difference is exactly the same, except that instead of a plus, you have a minus. So let's do one example here. Let's shake things up a bit. Let's do again a 12, not 1, 2. Awesome. What do you get? First thing you do, like you do with the summing, you check, is it possible? You ask yourself, are they equal? Are the orders equal? You go here, 1 by 3, 1 by 3. They are equal, it's possible. You go, okay, 6 minus 6, so you know that's a 1 by 3. 6 minus 6, 0. 9 minus 9, 0. 12 minus 12, 0. Now what kind of matrix is this? A zero matrix. Good. I got a question like that once, where you minused it and you got that, and then they said, what type of matrix is this? And that's why, it's another reason why it's important to know terminology, because if I hadn't learned the terminology, I wouldn't have been able to say, oh, that's called a zero matrix, and I would have lost points.